Hello my dear friends, and welcome to my channel. My name is Barbara, and today we're going to be going over Mars conjunct Mercury in Synastry. So this video is for you if you have this particular conjunction taking place in the Synastry charts between you and another individual, or maybe you're a cross watcher and you're just curious. And if so, welcome as well. So Mars in our natal charts is our aggression. It's going to be how we handle conflict. It's our ambition, it's our drive, it is our sexual energy. Well, part of our sexual energy because we also have Pluto for sexual energy as well. But Mars more so is the outward expression of that sexual energy. That's kind of how Mars operates. You can kind of look at it as like a primal energy. Mercury is going to be more so the intellectual placement. It is a planet of communication, short distance travel, the written or the spoken word. So mainly in Synastry is going to be a dynamic where a person's ambition and drive is now meeting the other person's intellect and communication. So this energy can pan out a few different ways. It obviously depends how evolved the two people are, what's going on with the rest of their natal charts. So that's the whole thing with Synastry. It's really hard to tell you the overall idea of a relationship based off of just one placement. You have to look at the whole picture overall as a whole. But in Synastry, when Mars comes into conjunction with Mercury, this is going to be someone's drive meeting another person's intellect. So it can go into the light version of this energy, or it can go into the shadow version of this energy. So the light version of this energy is maybe the Mars person feels very understood by the Mercury person. Maybe the Mercury person makes the Mars person communicate more, express their feelings more. Maybe the Mars person makes the Mercury person be a little bit more direct, a little bit more assertive. Now in the shadow, this energy can turn into a lot of conflict, into a lot of headbutting, maybe a lot of arguments between the two people. But keep in mind, Mars is that sexual planet still. So sometimes these conflicts could turn into passion as well in this dynamic. Let's say you guys are getting very heated, or maybe there's a lot of arguments. It depends also what sign it's in with these two energies, but let's say maybe the basis of the relationship is there's a lot of arguments, there's a lot of heated conversation, a lot of heated discussion. Maybe the Mars person provokes the Mercury person to get mad, to get angry, and boom, there you guys go off into the bedroom to now make up, okay? So it could go into this direction, absolutely. There could maybe be a lot of chatter between the two people as well. Keep this in mind. Maybe the Mars person could feel like the Mercury person maybe talked a little bit too much, where it's like Mars is the planet of action, Mars just wants to go. So like, let's say these two people are a business partnership, for example, okay? Because it doesn't just have to be romantic when it comes to Synastry. Let's say it is a business partnership between the two people. The Mars person could be the one that comes up with the ideas. They're like, oh my gosh, like we can do it like this. Like they're the ones that want to go. The Mercury person might, let's say, over intellectualize these ideas, or sit down and like really talk about it, or just like be very chatty when it comes to these ideas, or just like be like, maybe we can do it like this, maybe we can do it like that. Like there could be a lot of conversation where it's like the Mars person is like, okay, like let's just go. Let's just act on this idea. Like let's just get it started already kind of thing. So it could go into this energy as well. Let's say it is a platonic relationship, or maybe a friendship, or like a business partnership. It could be a lot of like the Mars person feels like the Mercury person is over intellectualizing things, maybe putting a lot of things into like words, where it's like Mars just wants to go in terms of the ambition aspect of things. Now in terms of like the sexual aspect of things, or just like the attraction in this way, let's say it is a romantic relationship or like a sexual relationship, the Mars person might be very attracted to the way that the Mercury person thinks. Okay, so it could go into this direction as well. Maybe they really like the way the Mercury person thinks or speaks or expresses themselves, and maybe that could be a huge turn on for the Mars person. Now for the Mercury person, maybe they're gonna really like the Mars person's ambition or drive. That could be something that the Mercury person is very attracted to within the Mars person. Within the Mars person, the Mercury person could see maybe their goals being realized. Let's say the Mercury person, and now this is going to be regardless of what type of relationship it is. This can manifest in any type of relationship, really. Let's say the Mercury person is someone who spends a lot of time in their mind thinking about things. Maybe they're overthinking it, once again, over intellectualizing things. The Mars person comes through, and the Mars person is now going to maybe actualize these ideas and thoughts and goals that the Mercury person has. So there could be the attraction between two people in this way. Now the Mars person, maybe for example, in this like similar type of example, just bouncing off of that, let's say the Mars person is someone who's too impulsive, for example, when it comes to their goals. Well, now in the positive version of this, maybe the Mercury person is going to be like, well, let's think about it. Let's look at it from this angle. Let's look at it from this perspective, and maybe reduce the Mars person's impulsive actions or impulsive nature as well. So it really depends. It really depends to see what way the energy is going to go. But overall, if we look at this dynamic, let's say in terms of business or working together or goals or ambitions, like it could really manifest into a positive energy, because it could be very harmonious between the two individuals. Once again, where it's like one person thinks something, the other person acts on it, or instead of like acting on it all the time and just like doing things without like thinking about them too much, the Mercury person kind of brings in a little bit of a different perspective. So these are a few things that can take place if you have Mars conjunct Mercury in Synastry. I'm going to wrap up this video here. I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please do like, share, and subscribe, and I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day.